You mentioned the seeker's journey. I was wondering if you might be able to talk more about that and what it means to be a seeker. Thank you for all that you do. Yes, being a seeker. I think all of you are seekers. If you're here, if you're listening to my show, if you dig it, you're a seeker by design. Seekers seek. We are unsettled if we are not seeking a better way to be, a more fulfilling life. We seek. It's part of the fiber of our being. I don't know that it's something that is taught so much as something that we're naturally born with. I don't know if it's really learnable to become a seeker. I believe that we're more often than not, we're born seekers. That something drives us to something different than the family we were born into. Something drives us to seek something different in career than just that which is presented to us. We look beneath the surface of things. We seek depth. It's a difference that I think a lot of the people who resonate with me, because I'm this way, so that's what you resonate with, is my seeking spirit. For a lot of us, I think it's that seeker spirit that saves us. I think a lot of people who are born into a lot of dysfunction, they don't have the gift of that seeker spirit. And I believe that's part of why they just sort of stay complacent in super funky dynamics that feel extra shitty. I think what's missing there, and what often puzzles and frustrates and infuriates and breaks our hearts as seekers, is that that's the thing that's often missing. When we find ourselves in a very people-pleasing, codependent way, begging somebody to come to healthiness, trying to push, pull, prod, poke somebody to healthiness, and it exhausts us. I think a lot of times what is unspoken there or unnamed is that we are boggled by how someone could be alive and not have the seeker spirit. In my boundaries course, a lot of the language that I use and the concept that I teach from is that in our work, as we are learning and growing and evolving as seekers, what we're also doing is learning how to accept that other people are not seekers. And that as much as we may want to package up our seeking qualities and give this to someone else, that that seeker spirit, if there isn't something there that is already a seeker in that other person, I don't know if we can ignite that enough. I think we can spark it sometimes when people already have maybe something there that's waiting to ignite. And I think that's the wonky balance and line a lot of us are trying to walk in our seeker's world and our healer spirit, is where is that line and that balance between me trying to spark something in someone else so that they will seek and find wellness and walk towards goodness in their own right. Because that's the path that I'm walking. And part of that as a seeker is a grief process. In my own life, I have had to let go of people who weren't seeking necessarily the way that I was, or that didn't have a certain amount of their own seeking in their hearts. Because without that, it is inevitable that people I'm related to, people from my past that I have sort of, I don't want to say behind, they're might be behind me, but they're exactly where they're supposed to be on their own journey. So it's not behind for them. It's just that I feel pulled and called to a lot of forward motion in this life, a lot of seeking what's good. I hope that's answering the question. I think a lot of us grieve when we start to realize that the difference in us is often that we're seeking and that other people aren't. So I've had to leave a lot of people behind on this path to be able to find myself and grow into what I need to fill my voids and to heal my wounds and to become and be a version of myself that I'm proud of, even while accepting my failures and my flaws and my oddities as a human being as I seek. So there's that line too, that we have to watch as seekers not seeking perfection, because that is a losing game. So we're reality grounded in reality, but we're always seeking. So if that leads to more questions, as always, please ask them, MJ or anybody else that's sparked by MJ's awesome question about seeking.